Hi, Brian. Thanks so much for joining us again. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. So now the question on the table for us today is, what happens after I find the house? This is the question I get all the time. Okay, so Nikki, what happens next? The contract has been accepted, and we're scheduling our inspection. What happens next? And I always say I have to give you back to your lender.
There you
So
go.
when I
And
give
we
them
want
back to
that
your
back.
lender, what happens?
All right. So step one, while they're doing the home inspection and so forth, the contract's going to have certain dates in it, right?
Absolutely.
It's going to have a date for you to make application. What's it, 5 or 7 days?
Yes.
And that's called a ratified contract, meaning the seller signed it, the buyer signed it, everybody agreed.
Absolutely.
And that's when the clock starts, right?
Yes.
So you have 5 to 7 days to make an application. We can do that over the phone, we can do it in person, whatever they prefer. When we make application, we're basically asking you all the questions we asked you before.
Absolutely.
And now we're formalizing it.
Okay.
At the application, we're also going to give you a document called a LE, which is a loan estimate.
Okay.
And that's going to tell you how much your payment is. It's an approximate, but it's got to be very close. And it's also going to tell you how much money you need at settlement.
Okay.
And then we're going to order an appraisal. We believe everything your clients tell us, but we're going to verify it anyway. So we're going to verify your job, we're going to verify your credit, we're going to verify your income, and we're going to order an appraisal of the home.
Okay.
And the appraisal of the home is the only thing that the buyer pays us for up front.
All right.
It's usually about $500. And the reason they pay us for it up front is because we have to pay the appraiser up front.
Okay.
All other monies are due at settlement. Okay?
Okay.
So the appraiser is going to go out to the property, and he or she is going to tell us the value of the property, and they're also going to tell us the condition if anything needs to be fixed.
Okay, so let me back you up for a second here, Brian. So now, what is the purpose of you knowing the value of the property? Now, let's say the house is going for 200,000. So why then? What difference does it make what the appraiser says, basically?
Well, it makes a huge difference.
Okay.
So if your house, we want your house that you bought because Nikki is an expert negotiator and finding you a great deal, right?
That's
We
right.
want that house to appraise for 210
Okay.
or 205.
Absolutely.
But if it appraises for 190 or 195, we got a problem. And we're not going to be able to give you 200 on a house that is really only worth 195 according to the appraiser. Now, to be fair, sometimes the appraisers are wrong and they make mistakes like everybody else, and sometimes we can have that fixed.
Okay.
But sometimes we can't. We have to go back and renegotiate.
Okay. Okay.
So now we've got the appraisal back. We verified your income, your assets. We've done the blood test, your analysis. We've done it all, right?
All of it.
All of it. And now it's going to go to an underwriter, and the underwriter can say one of several things. The underwriter can say, and usually this is within 2 weeks,
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks. The underwriter can say, okay, you're approved, pass go, and go to settlement. No, you're not getting a mortgage.
Uh-oh.
Well, that should never happen at that point.
Yes.
Okay, that's why you get pre-approved and pre-qualified and so forth. Or the underwriter can say, yes, you're approved, but I need to tie up these couple loose ends first.
Okay.
I need some more paper.
Okay.
They're
Fair
paper
enough.
monsters.
Yes.
And I need a couple more documents, and once I have these documents, then we're good. So if that's the case, you get those documents, the file will then go back to the underwriter, sign off on everything. It's
Okay.
called a clear to close,
Love it.
and that's your green light, and you're going to closing. Now, this is important.
Okay.
3 days before settlement, we have to give you a document called a CD, and those are the final numbers. So that, or they're darn close to the final numbers. Some
Okay.
things can change a little bit, but not usually for the worse, for the better.
Okay.
And so at that point, when you get the closing disclosure, again, it has to be 3 business days before settlement.
Okay.
You have to sign it that day.
Okay.
There's no choice. If you miss it and you don't sign it, you can't close.
Oh boy.
It's federal law,
Need
okay,
3
federal
days.
guidelines.
Okay.
So that number then, when you have that final figure, you want to call the title company who's going to be conducting your settlement
Yes.
and ask them how they want the money. Do they want it in small bills? Do they want it wired?
Right.
Do they want a money order?
Okay.
Most of the time they're going to want it wired, so you'll have to call them and get your wiring instructions. Then you go to settlement. then you get in your beautiful home,
Chickies.
and then you tell all your friends to call Nikki and Brian.
That's right, and then you invite us both to your
Absolutely.
housewarming, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But that's really the process. From start to finish, Nikki, we can get it done in as short as 30 days.
Nice.
Sometimes sooner.
That's beautiful. I really appreciate that. Well, Brian, thanks again for sitting down with
Thank
us.
you.
Always a pleasure to talk
Likewise.
with you. Now, how can people get in touch with you if they need to reach you?
They can call me at 443-471-8557 or email bsacks, S-A-C-K-S, at homebridge.com. And how do they get you?
Well, they can call 443-615-0043, or they can email me at nbanks@kw.com. Thanks, Brian. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
sitting down with you again soon.
You got it.
Bye-bye.